All right, everybody. Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. Well, we're going to start off here with talking a little bit about current events. I was watching usual videos and stuff on BitChute Brighteon because that's where a lot of uncensored videos that are made by content creators, let's just say they're moving over there because they're not being censored like on YouTube. Now, I came across an article that I think you guys would really find interesting. There is some fracturing going on in the Socialist Democratic Party, and I believe a lot of individuals are now not seeking re-election. And we're going to talk about it right here.
You ever get tired of women staring at that bulge in your pants? You know what I mean. Come on, lady. My eyes are up here, right? Well, thanks to kevinsconcealment.com, there's the cure for that. And at the same time, you get to exercise your Second Amendment rights at work and not get fired. You take your bulge, put it in the holster, and voila! Ladies will stop being afraid of you, and they'll just start harassing you. No. And why? Because they think you have a big fat wallet. You guys thought I was talking about something else. That's a homo suspicion point. Space Ghost is on. Go to kevinsconcealment.com and check out if they have a holster for your sidearm. Use the discount code POPP, P-O-P-P, links in the description.
This one here was on YouTube. I came across this. This is basically a total of 13 Democrats are not seeking re-election in the 2022 the Dems are giving up. What you're seeing here is you're seeing a lot of people who are working up top, realizing that they're fucking up by the numbers. And the Democrat Party no longer represents people at all in the United States other than those who want to be socialists. And they're going to push that agenda with the Green New Deal, this inclusion bullshit, feminism. It's all retooled socialism / communism. And I think people are waking up. Now, I hope that we get some of those crony Republicans the fuck out as well, because those guys are basically thumbjacking their shit boxes up there and they're not doing their goddamn jobs. And they just keep going along for more of the fucking same. And it's not going to go anywhere good. Period. All right, now, I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 more times, and in fact, I will keep saying it until I die. That we need to have the veterans of this country run for office, starting in the local elections, get into the school boards, okay, because your oath never expired, and we have enemies of this country domestically now, and you're gonna have to knuckle up and take one for the team. Like I've always said, there's no happy ending for heroes, and unfortunately, times are coming up where there's going to be less happy endings for a lot of people for a long time. And unfortunately, it needs to happen. All right, so we're going to move on to this here. Now, I have a lot of guys that talk to me, ask me questions about weapons and so forth. And in the last podcast, they were talking about the hypersonic missile that China launched and then didn't launch. Hypersonic aircraft have been around for a long time. Okay. They got ramjets, scramjets. They got, the propulsion is There's probably a good 15 or 16 designs out there for different, more efficient jet/rocket engines. And the only thing that has held them back is the advanced materials needed that could sustain the pressures and the heat that those things generate. And that code has been cracked, and it's game on. Now, I can almost guarantee you that even as we speak, they are putting together designs, plans for defenses against said technology, because that's the way it works. Somebody builds a new technology, somebody perfects a defense versus the new technology. It's just the way it goes. I mean, we're evil, hairless monkeys, and we're always finding new ways to kill ourselves. That's just it. Now, there are a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we're only getting glimpses of. And occasionally, I'll get a tip from somebody I know who's still in, who will point me to open source subjects that are printed, and then he simply says, fill in the blanks for yourself. So we're going to do a little bit of that here. Hyper Speed Extended Range National Defense here. This is from October 13th, 2021. All right. So this is a Boeing technology. I can almost guarantee you the Chinese have this. The Russians are perfecting it. That's just the way it goes. These are artillery rounds that have a ramjet built into them. And right now, they're saying that they can go anywhere from 50 to 100 miles. I am betting before long, these will easily have a range of 1,000 miles. All right, these are fired out of the 155 cannon system, which is I think that is the main cannon system that we use. We do still have 105s, but I believe 105s and 155s are pretty much it for our artillery that we use here in the United States. Okay, now imagine if you develop this stuff that will shoot 1,000 miles. You can literally set up these huge gun bases, sink ships 1,000 miles away. Especially when you volley fire on them with, say you have 100 of them, and each cannon fires 5 rounds. That's a lot of incoming that'll do a lot of damage, and they won't be able to shoot that down, all of those down. They'll get some of them. But one of the main weaknesses that we have, we all have this weakness. The Chinese, the Russians, and America, with these big-ass navies. When you volley fire missiles at these ships from multiple directions, multiple missiles, you can overwhelm the defenses. 1 or 2 will get through it. And it only takes one. 1,000-pound warhead gets through, scratch a flat top. That thing's gone. All right. Chances are, with all the fuel, ammo, and crap that an aircraft carrier has on it, it's going to turn into a submarine real quick and drag a bunch of people with it. Okay, so we're going to see the face of warfare change again radically. Okay, we saw it happen in the 1900s between World War I and World War II, and we're going to see something very similar happen in the near future. Okay, the Navy is trying to put lasers on aircraft. They have done it for the bigger aircraft, but they're trying to, make them smaller, more potent, so they can put on, fighter jets and what have you. And that's going to happen. All right, it's a done deal. Okay, they're just working out the logistics and the power and so forth for said weapons. Now, the problem they're going to have is once they get these weapons on the planes, they're going to have to constantly rotate them out because our technology is progressing so fast that literally you'll drop all kinds of money for these weapons and something better will come along within a year or two, and you'll be constantly upgrading. We already do that now, but it's getting faster. All right, now this scares the shit out of me. These are images of robot drones. Some of them are fictional, but like I said, some of them are fictional now, but down the road they won't be. All right, right now you're going to see stuff like this. Tracked vehicles, machine guns, what have you. They're smaller, they're more, expendable, and all you're really risking once you have these built is the unit itself. Now, once they build these, they'll be expensive in the beginning, but that price will come way down, and they'll be cranking these things out like no tomorrow. All right, this scares the shit out of me because these things will have thermal. They'll be able to detect vibrations in the air, on the ground, water, what have you, and you won't see them coming. All right. The only thing that would take this stuff out is pretty much a 50 cal rifle and a couple well-placed shots probably take this out, or at least get a mobility kill so it won't move. But listen, they're going to come up with defenses for everything, so maybe it'll be an EMP or something like that. I don't know. But, I saw this one here. They were working on this to help soldiers carry stuff around the field, to take out people that need to be medevaced and so forth. But we'll see. And here's the Russian version right here. So Russia has the GDP of South Korea, and they're building these. What does that say? That scares the shit out of me. America is not the only one with this technology. All right, I've been hearing reports that ISIS had some drone equipment. Al-Qaeda sure has it now because we left a bunch of it behind in Afghanistan. But like when I was in Iraq in 2004, they had a drone that they used to emplace explosives next to IEDs and so forth, and it's only gotten, it's gotten way worse. And you're going to see these drones be able to be rolled out into the battlefield before any troops get put on the ground, that will have anti-aircraft capabilities, and the list goes on and on. It's pretty terrifying. And when enough time passes, you're going to see individual robot systems similar to this, and then it's going to be full robo-attack, man. It is going to get absolutely insane, and this scares the living shit out of me. Okay. The thought of going against special ops soldiers is terrifying, but they're just human beings. They have weaknesses. We all know what those are. But this shit here, man, this is next level. This is nightmare fuel right here. Now, here's some more Russian drones. Now, this is all Russian shit here. Okay? Look at that. I believe that's a 12.7 on there. That's the equivalent of a 50 cal on a tank chassis. And this shit'll eat your lunch. Now, also, they're working on the new tanks and armored personnel carriers for the United States. And they're dual designing them to be redundant, which means if the crew gets knocked out, technically, in theory, if the tank is still operational, it's supposed to be able to drive itself back. Well, what if you don't ever put a crew in it and you just roll it out there as an armored drone? I mean, the weakest part of a tank is the soft, squeaky bits inside, the crunchies. They'll get wiped out. Okay, so, I mean, yeah, this is here to stay. And I am just chomping at the bit to see all of the offensive stuff they're going to come with that's going to use to fight this stuff in the future. Okay? And, I hear France has got them, England's got them. I mean, it is going down there. It is going crazy. Here's another one here. Okay, remember I was talking about those bits of information, and I get pointed in the right direction? There it is. U.S. Army wants 1,000-mile range cannon. Something tells me they already have a prototype out there that makes 1,000 miles or more. Because you don't see stuff like this unless there's already blueprints for it, they're testing it, or there's something that they're going to tweak to get this to do that. 1,000 miles. After that, I mean, what's next? You're pretty much going to be able to use artillery to put stuff in orbit, which has been done before, but it'll be done a lot more efficiently and without all of the massive amounts of explosives. You just need enough to get the artillery shell up, and then you have the ramjet do the rest. All right, now, in Iraq, I have been present when they fired 105s and 155 artillery and counter battery fire, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Fuck that. There's no way I would like to do that for a living. That is just crazy. Those things are loud and scary as fuck. All right. So, I mean, I just thought you guys would want to know, what I'm looking at. So I'll share it with you. Now, all of this is open source. It's not classified. You can find it yourself. And there's a lot of people out there who do write a lot of sci-fi novels with very creative imaginations who thought of this stuff a long time ago, and now we're seeing it, come to the forefront. Now, a thing that scares the shit out of me about having basically a droid army is if we actually do develop an AI, an artificial intelligence, and then it learns how to build its own shit and decides we're fucking obsolete, we're useless. We're basically building the tools for our own extinction. That's just a fear of mine. What do I know? All right, this is a quick one, gentlemen. I just wanted to get this out there. Send me some ideas for any more Lair videos that you would like to, subjects and so forth. Because this really, I'm a military guy. I spent my whole life doing it. And talking about future tech and weapons and so forth is one of my bread and butter. So, bring it on.